their hostages inside. And once it's determined that they're not, then that changes the dynamic on the ground. That changes the reaction.
A dynamic, and this is, ironically, there's a conference going on in Washington, D.C. today and tomorrow on this whole issue of the individual actively engaging the police. That changes the scenario significantly. He has taken a number of lives, including evidently the deputy as recently as this afternoon, that while the concern is certainly for the safety of the hostages, that as an active shooter, you go in and get him, because basically that he has shown no concern for life at all. And so the concern is to protect the safety of the officers to the best of their ability. But the idea being that even if he has hostages, that the likelihood that he's concerned for their safety is next to none. So
well, obviously,
again, I can't speak for the circumstances on the ground there. I just don't know them. But the fact they went in is a decision they obviously made to try to bring this thing to a successful conclusion as quickly as possible.
The concern here, of course, is the fire. Chief, could this have been caused by the devices with the tear gas? Could they have ignited this fire?
That's correct. You describe it as tear gas, but it might not be tear gas at all. Again, the flashbang devices that give off smoke, that give off loud noise and also give off a bright burst of light to put up the blind and basically destabilize the suspect. So as to what type of device and what types, chances are they use more than one. But one of the effects of some of these devices, because of the incendiary nature of them, is the potential for fire. So again, you're reporting something I can't see. So as to whether it was possibly caused by one of those devices, it's something we'll have to find out after the fact.
And Chief Braden, as you know, it's about 4:27 local time there. You were saying nightfall would be a concern for authorities.
Well, nightfall is certainly can be seen as an advantage or a disadvantage. Disadvantage certainly that absent them being able to light up that cabin significantly, the darkness works in his favor. It works in the favor also of the tactical teams trying to move in on him. But again, as to the motivation for moving, was it the concern about losing daylight? Was it the fact he was evidently continuing to fire at the officers outside of the building? You learn all of that after the fact. That it would be entirely speculative on my part, not being there and understanding the circumstances on the ground. And I don't want to speculate in a way that misinforms your listening audience.
Sure, of course. And Chief Braden, you and I spoke, I guess it was Thursday or Friday, when we realized that we had received a parcel from this man, and it was a challenge coin that it seems you believe you may have given him a challenge coin, the kind of thing you would hand out to an officer as a sign of respect. This one had several bullet holes in the center of it, and one bullet hole along the edge. You don't remember this man at all, do you?
I do not, as I indicated to you, Anderson, and the challenge coin you're referring to that he returned with 3 bullets in it is something that I normally would give as a sign of respect and good luck talisman to somebody shipping overseas. So my assumption is what he returned to me was the one I gave to him.
When you have a situation where officers have been killed, and again, this is a man who's just a suspect in those killings. He hasn't been convicted, but he is a suspect. How does that change the situation on the ground for the officers going into a house like this? I mean,
well, each one of these situations, as well as you train for it or attempt to train for it, is different. And that's where the commanders on the ground that as highly trained as they are to deal with these exigencies as they begin to manifest themselves. And again, what's going on there now in terms of the decision to move in, when they did, and for what purpose, that again, every one of these things has different aspects to it. And you're not really going to learn that till after the fact. We can, in terms you can get tactical experts there to talk about it, but it's until they come out of that cabin and do their next press conference, it is really just all speculation on that part.
Chief, what we're being told now is that this fire may well be ignited by ammunition going off inside the building. That's the word. Help me understand that. How would the ammunition cause fire?
Well, that actually creates another set of dangers in the sense of the ammunition, depending on how much he had in the cabin with him, in terms of the fire, the temperature from that fire can in fact activate that ammunition, creates another set of dangers.
So it's not that the ammunition caused the fire, but if there is fire from a flashbang, as you suggested, it could get hot enough to set off the ammunition?
That's correct.